go team. This is Bob from BBD, Bob Broadcast Delhi. It's all happening here at the studio. Some news which I found really interesting. First off, looking at Myanmar, Bangladesh supply routes. Mizoram CM. Amit Shah rejects Zoramthanga's suggestion. Talks on to restore traffic normalcy on Assam-Mizoram border. Folks, somebody would think Mizoram is a foreign country. Isn't this shameful that two states of India have a boundary dispute that has resulted in violence? Unbelievable. This just goes to show how the people who sit at the center, who think that everything can be dictated by the center, really have no clue what's happening in the ground in the Northeast. Unfortunately for the Northeast, almost all politicians have compromised their positions, and hence we have this problem as we stand. We really need to get a handle of this, because fishing in troubled waters is what China is famous for. It has done it forever in the Northeast. Beware. Then as we go further, China tells US to stop meddling after exiled Tibet leaders visit. China's foreign ministry said the United States should immediately stop interfering in internal affairs because Lobsang Sangay, the president of the Tibetan Central Administration, met the new US Special Coordinator. We should be giving the same space to the Tibetans in India. We should also have a body. This is a message that now has to clearly be sent, that Tibet is now in play. Well, at least we're doing things incrementally, and hopefully we'll get to Tibet in a couple of months. As we said, Malabar signal, Australia return shows Delhi is reconsidering deference to Beijing's interests, giving primacy to its own. About time, folks. We've been groveling in front of China for so long. A lot of it has to do with our business community anyway. Just like this. Look at this. Airtel looks to be Atmanirbhar in 5G via R&D tie-ups with companies. Same news, Jio 5G RAN clocks 1 Gbps in test run with Qualcomm. Now I asked Airtel, had a head start, has been singing the paeans of who are we, who are we. I mean, everywhere you went, Bharti Mittal, Sunil Mittal would be talking, who are we. Had he spent, had he put his money where his mouth is 10 years ago, and invested in technology which he's being forced to do now, India would have been far better off instead of spending all that money in this useless investment in Zain in Africa, which went nowhere. Here you have Suzlon Energy hopes to be in green by FY22. Suzlon and all the renewable resources have a huge recourse to global money that is absolutely becoming a tsunami. He should be helped, and he should be able to be India's competitor against Chinese company. Then you have HUL's quarter 2 profits jump 8.7%, says worst is over. Thank God for that. This is another pleasing news. US telcos dial budget Indian smartphone companies. Here what I must say is Indian companies now, that they're getting the orders, should not just be screwdriver companies. They must invest in technology. They must invest in back-end supply chains. And here the government would help in helping India to set up a chip plant. It's about time. Another very pleasing note. Delhi government schools students reap rich haul in NEET and JEE. This is something that folks, no matter what you say of Kejriwal, he's done right, is education. Absolutely right. Then you have on India-Taiwan trade talks, Beijing reiterates its one China policy. Let's get our gloves off, man. Here we need to go after China. Taiwan is absolutely the go-to partner as far as technology is concerned, as far as FDI is concerned. We make absolutely natural partners. More after the break.
Hello and welcome to the new trend of 2020. These music glass covers are incredibly stylish and customizable. You can pick any song and cover image and we will curate a piece especially for you. They help make any empty space look beautiful and also make for amazing gift items for your friends and family. Visit our Instagram page to find out more and to order your own music glass covers now. We look forward to hearing from you installing your favorite song in time and in a frame.
Back. we got? What else have we got? We got Taliban accuses US of violating accord. This is an article written by Pamela Constable in the Washington Post. You know that's a Fortesian deal. I don't think it's working. And what Taliban is blaming the United States for is using excessive power. If you remember, I had mentioned India should get into the Typhoon program for the 5th generation and or the 6th generation, the aircraft being launched by the United Kingdom. So here we have news, good or bad, big news: India and UK ready to develop 6th generation fighter, way ahead. Apparently, even in Japan, Suga has launched a 5th generation, 6th generation plan. So I think it's time that India needs to get on both the platforms and create a supply chain that will allow it to finally get to be Make in India. Then what do we have? Turkey conducts first test fire with its Russian-made S-400 air missile. But I believe it went nowhere. It went into the air and did nothing. Failure. That's what I'm told. So much for our dreams about the S-400. Then the next one says, the next China, India must first beat Bangladesh. So here I tell Mr. Nada, instead of worrying about CAA, it will be far better if India and the BJP focused on India's economy instead of the CAA, because CAA is again going to go and target Bangladesh and it's not going to work well for them. Here's something that a lot of people might find interesting. Ant Group seeks to paint itself out of a corner. Fintech arm of Alibaba hopes creative distribution of funds from coming IPO and finally win its success beyond China. Most Chinese companies, right, especially Ant and Alibaba, only rely on China as its market. If they don't have that, I mean, that's what gives them the heft. If they lose India, if they lose the United States, there's very little growth of opportunities available to these guys. It's a point to ponder. What do we see in Khaleej Times which should interest us? India will drive global trade. Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayman, a thought leader from Dubai. But what doesn't play right is when the same paper, right below that, you see hardline Hindus force Love Jihad TV ad off air. It's a sad reading. But what this one drives is, and what should make real great sense to India, is India will drive global trade. And again in Khaleej Times, you have UAE-Israel ties set to cruise high with 28 weekly flights. Not only that, no visa required, folks. This is a great trilateral that can be formed. India, Dubai, UAE and Israel. Crisis in the Galapagos. In Ecuador's paradise, Chinese fishing fleets and the pandemic threaten a natural wonder. Overfishing by Chinese fleets. That's why an FTA with the Maldives, thank God it did not happen, was what their goal was. They're fishing in Andaman Sea Islands, and Sri Lanka better watch this. That will be a next flashpoint. Then, China's new law restricts sensitive exports. So I guess rare metal, but China should remember, China's only in play. It doesn't control these rare metals. Everybody has rare metals. They just control it because currently they have the capacity, because they're cheaper. And cheaper only because the government helps them, not genuinely cheaper. It's because they degrade the environment. There's no environmental cost. People will get up and grow their supply chains, they're going to be in trouble. Then, Taiwan Air Force begins air defense drills, and today the Taiwan News reports that live firing was conducted. As I had said earlier, Indian assets are in play, especially the solar assets. Brookfield, CPPIB, NIIF in race to buy Mahindra's 600 megawatt solar assets. A great source of FDI, folks. Good for India. India now needs to ensure that it brings the manufacturing home by improving the business environment here. More after the break.
Driving force of the nation, now driving Max Plus Logistics. Unparalleled discipline, exceptional work ethic and diligence combined with mental and physical agility to meet any challenges. Moving forward on the right path in the face of physical stress and adversity. Max Plus Logistics. Wait till the end for some more information. May the Max Force be with you.
Concluding chapter on the world's favorite fixation right now, the US elections after coronavirus. So we have a note by Chidanand Rajagata, US courts in spotlight and most litigious poll ever. Lawsuits expected to tie up results in key state. And the final Trump-Biden debate to have a mute button. That Trump is going to hate because he can't interfere and intervene, right? And was said that the US Supreme Court on Monday allowed election officials in Pennsylvania, a key battleground state, to count mail-in ballots received 3 days after election day. It just tells you the Roberts, the Chief Supreme Court Justice, weighed in on the side of the liberals. That's why it's become so critical to appoint Comey Barrett, who is an absolute right-winger. Swami Iyer, some months back in July, had stuck his neck out that Biden is going to win. I had called him out, but I may be beginning to tilt marginally towards him, but he goes ahead and says why Biden will be president. In the US polls, the Democrat challenger can lose all toss-up states and still win. He goes on, he's obviously taking some UK poll agency and doing his analysis. He says solid for Biden 207. I call solid for Biden at 237. I give him a better, I think he has a better chance, but still, right? When you see what kind of crowds are coming in for Trump, and this, you read this, GOP sees bright spot in voters registration push as Trump tries to rekindle 16 late surge. Trump's Republican Party has cut into Democratic advantage in voter registration tallies across some critical presidential battleground states, a fact they point as evidence of steady and overlooked enthusiasm for Trump's re-election. No wonder the Democrats are edgy and on edge, right? And then Gerard Baker writes a nice note in the Financial Times that defeated Trump will have no way to stay. Amid fears of bitter conflict and even violence, Republican leaders will lean on the president to accept the final result. That is really funny. Just as the world media warned us, Mr. Trump is refusing to accept defeat. He is hunkered down in the White House. The fearsome Proud Boys are roaming the streets of big cities, clashing with Black Lives Matter supporters. Militias supporting MAGA hats and hunting rifles are mustering in dusty basements and wintry farmhouses. What happens next? Well, the first thing that almost certainly happens is that Nancy Pelosi is sworn in the President of the United States by whichever Supreme Court justice happened to be on hand. That's right, the 20th Amendment to the Constitution is fleshed out by Title 3, US Code 19, provides that if no president or vice president shall have been elected by the date set for the start of a presidential term, January 20th, the next in line to the presidential succession becomes president. That is the Speaker of the House, folks. So there you have it. I'm not sure the Republicans want Nancy Pelosi to become president. And here we say in the UK, like in India, Johnson, good buddies, has put in all his eggs in one basket as far as Trump is concerned, and that Roger Boy is right. There will be no special relationship with Biden. What awaits us through is a more distant relationship, collegiate, not free from friction, and no, not special at all. And the same thing might await India if we do not correct our liberal and democratic credentials. And as we've all said before, Indian Americans are the Democrats. An overwhelming segment of the Indian diaspora supports Biden. Delhi should take note. And the reason is, the Indians in America are concerned about their issues. They're not concerned about the India's relationship with the United States. So let's grow up, folks. The Indian American is an Indian American. For him, Biden works because of policies that are closer to home in America. Jai Hind.